Hey everyone, welcome to another video. We're out here on Boxing Day running a wee 5k. We've just hit the turnaround point and we're just gonna have a little bit of a walk before we start jogging again. But yeah, welcome to the video. This is the video where I'm gonna go over how good of a year it was, because there's a farmer coming up behind us, so I'm just gonna get off. Because I actually had a lot of PBs earlier in the year, but if you've subscribed later in the year, you've probably not seen those PBs and you've just seen Chester and Malaga, which hasn't been good. Just let the farmer go through. Yeah, you've probably just seen Chester and Malaga vlogs, which have ended quite poorly, but...
So this year went pretty well. The end, maybe not as you expected, but you did get some great PBs during the year, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And yeah, you're going to do a little race, or just a 2025 recap of how everything went.
We're going to go over some of the races that I ran earlier in the year. We're going to do that back at home in the studio, which is beside my bed. But Jen's not been well, so this is kind of her return to running. That's why we're kind of walking halfway through. You right there?
No, I can't. Once I start, I can't stop.
Once you start, you can't stop, just like running. All right, see you back at home. Okay, we're back home and I'm going to go over all those races that were good this year, and we'll touch on the bad ones, but we're not going to spend too much time dwelling over that. Firstly, I ran a 5k in January. It was Glasgow, in Glasgow, on the Glasgow Green, and it was run by Up and Running Events. And spoiler alert, I'll be doing that one again next weekend. So I'm looking forward to giving that a good go again. But I ran 17 minutes and 52 seconds. My previous PB was 18 minutes and 18 seconds. That was in a time trial. So this was actually my first 5k race, and I did race vlogs for all these races as well. So I'm going to leave links in the description for those. If you can't find them on there, just pop on the channel and you'll be able to find it. I've not posted that many videos. But yeah, I spent a fair bit of time on speed leading into this, so I was really trying to look at breaking 18 minutes. The course come up a little bit short, so I was pretty much on 18-minute pace dead and ran the 17:52, which I'm basically claiming that I broke 18 minutes, but next weekend I would love to do that again. I don't think I'm in that fitness, but we'll go over that in like the race vlog for that. And yeah, I was really happy with how I performed in this race. Like the 3rd kilometer and 4th kilometer, I really slowed, but then kind of rallied and finished reasonably strong to get that sub 18. And it gave me a bit of confidence going into my first 10k of the year, which was the cross-border one. You kind of I drive from Scotland down to Gretna Green, which is on the Scottish border side, and then you catch a shuttle across to Carlisle, which is on the English side, and then you run from Carlisle back to Gretna. And yeah, that was a really good race. I went into that with a PB of 38 minutes and 54 seconds for the 10k. And I was kind of just going to be happy with anything around like in between 39 and 38 minutes. And, you know, I went out hard, as I always do in these kind of races. And it kind of worked out in my favor, where I ran 37:36 10k, which for me, breaking 38 minutes was just like, what the hell at the time. And I didn't even think it was possible for me. So I was so happy with that. And yeah, it was crazy to think that I broke 38 minutes at the time. And it was a great course. It was pretty flat, maybe with a fair bit of downhill, but then there's like a hill around the 7th or 8th kilometer where you're going up for a bit of time. For 10k effort, it's pretty tough, but it's pretty quick course. So yeah. And then after that, I ran Inverness half. This was after a trip back to Australia. So I spent a couple of weeks in Australia, just did a bit of training there, but it wasn't like, it kind of interrupted the training a fair bit. But I went into Inverness with a PB of 1 hour, 27 minutes and 18 seconds. And then in Inverness, I ran 1 hour, 23 minutes and 9 seconds. And that was with a bit of stomach troubles towards the end where I was kind of just jogging in because, yeah, I was suffering at that point. It was a little bit warmer than what I'm used to. So I took, I think, one gel and it didn't sit right. And I struggled the last few K. So I do think I had potential to dip under that 1 hour 23 and into the 1 hour 22 minutes, but not much difference, and it was an over 4 minute PB, so I was buzzing with that for sure. And then in May I ran a time trial marathon just on a perfectly flat route on the canal here between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and I ran 3 hours 6 minutes and 18 seconds, I think it was. That was a super good confidence booster to know that I can actually run 42.2 kilometers without needing to stop. And I ran it at a decent pace, which I was really happy with. I went through the half in 1 hour 35 with my mate, just kept it pretty easy, and then he kind of left after the half, did his kind of long run just for half marathon, and then I kicked on, and then I ran a 1:31 for the second half, and yeah, I felt great. The cramps nearly came on about 35, 36K, but I kind of just ran through them and didn't let my legs cramp up. So it's definitely possible for me to run a marathon without cramping. I just need to pace it right. And then coming on to my final PB of the year, kind of, I ran the men's Glasgow 10K, men's 10K in Glasgow. And this was an awesome event. I put in, I think, 37 minutes I was going to run, and I got put in the front pen, which is kind of like, I feel like I shouldn't be there. So I kind of just stood at the back of that pen and just yeah, went for it. I actually went out quite hard in this one. And my first K, I was planning on going about 350 per K. And then I went out and I was going like 340 per K. And I was like, you know what, this feels like kind of 10K effort today. Let's just go with it. And I ran 36 minutes and 44 seconds. So that was just mind-blowing to me that I could run sub 37 minutes. And that was just after quite a big PB for the cross-border one. So I was so pumped with that. I held pretty much that 340 pace for the whole kind of race. There's some undulations in the course, so there were some slow Ks, but there also were some faster ones. And you run a bit over 10K in that event, and when I look at my 5K splits, it was actually 18 minutes and 18 seconds for the first 5K, and then 18 minutes and 18 seconds for the second 5K, and then a little bit extra on the end. So I think the pacing went pretty well. I was really struggling towards the end though. Before this, Jen got the keys to the shop and I was building all this flat pack the days leading up to this. So my legs were cooked from just bending down, bending over to put things together. So it was so unexpected to actually run that well. And I don't know if I'm in that fitness now because I've been doing a lot of marathon training, but just the fact that I ran that is, I'm just so pumped with how those races went. And yeah, it fills me with a bit of confidence to know that I've done it before and, you know, I might be able to do it again, hopefully next year. And then all the PBs pretty much have been run in June. And then on from that, we trained for Chester. I ran 3 hours, 11 minutes and 2 seconds. I ran about 34K, I think it was, and with the 3 hour pacer, and then I was pretty much cooked from then on, and it was just a walk jog in. And technically that's my like official race PB, so it'll be 3:11:02 would be my marathon PB in an actual event. So hopefully we can improve on that next year. But yeah, that didn't go too well. And then we go on to Malaga in December, which we've just run. Everyone's probably seen those videos recently, and that didn't go to plan, but we knew that wasn't going to go to plan after kind of going into that with some illness. So that was just kind of a victory lap for the year, and you know, I was just proud to actually finish that one. It was actually my slowest official marathon that I've ran since I started taking running a bit more seriously. which in Edinburgh I ran a 3:21:48, which was my slowest before this, and then in Malaga I ran 3 hours 23 minutes and 18 seconds, which at the end of the day I was pretty happy with that, just to actually finish and not DNF, so we'll take it. And that was all my races for 2025, so I'm pretty happy with how they all went, bar those last two, so I'm not going to dwell on those, and I'm really happy with how we started the year. So we're going to go into 2026 with a positive mindset, and we're going to try and smash some of these races that I've already entered. So I'm going to be doing another video on that, which they're pretty similar to the ones, pretty much the same as what I entered this year. But we're just gonna go for them again and see if we can improve on those times. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. I hope your training's going well. Let me know what races you're gonna be running, and if you've run any of the ones I've listed today and what you think of them, or if you've got any other races in mind that I could do later next year. I'd be open to hearing some of those, hopefully in the UK, so they're a little bit cheaper. But yeah, let me know what you're gonna be running, and I'll see if I can go take that race on with yous. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.
Let it all go, baby.
This is why
Tell me your watch is broken without telling me. I can sing a full sentence.
Your heart rate's at 180.
163. I don't think my chorus is working.
This is why I don't run with Jen often, because I like to use running as like my meditation, and it's nice and calming.
It's my type of DJ. You know?
When I'm with Jen, she doesn't stop talking, singing, jumping around.
I'm a catch-up runner, Tim's a silent runner.
And we go on impulse and we're like, hey, I've never seen that track before, let's go off-road with slicks on. And we end up rolling our ankles and stuff, so...
You do, I'm fine.
This is why I normally run solo.
Yeah, pretty much. This is why I like running with people, because we can have a chit-chat. We'll catch up, even though we spent last week together. Comment.
Let us know in the comments if you think Jen should make a return to triathlon or running, and we document it in 2026.
It's a waste of your time, because she doesn't have time for that.
She does have time, she just needs to make time.